everybody. Welcome to the Detroit Cast. Mike and Jay. Shalom, Biggie. Hello, Jay.
Hey, guys.
How are you, my friend?
Really good. How about you?
Doing good.
See, huh? Threw it back at you.
Yeah, it's the first time. It took me by surprise. I didn't know what to say. I was like, no, I'm good too. I'm actually even better. I just got a phone with Mike Lindell.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You call a day early?
Yeah.
He did.
It's Dawn calls all the time. I talk to Dawn all the time, and so it's listed as like My Pillow or Mike Lindell or something. That's her.
This is Mike Lindell. Can you hear me?
That's like the her office line or whatever. So it just shows up as like My Pillow, Mike Lindell, and I answer it, and I'm like, "Yo, what up, Dawn?" And I answer them, and it's like, "Hey, how's it going, guys?" I was like, "Oh shit."
God's got his hand in this, and I truly believe that.
I'm like, "It's supposed to be tomorrow." She changed it. She's the one that changed it, and he's like,
He was okay with that?
"Yeah." He goes, "Am I supposed to be doing an interview today with you guys?" And I was like, "Actually, you're supposed to be doing it tomorrow." And he goes, "Same time?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Even better. That's even
absolutely,
better."
absolutely.
Good.
I'm like, "Okay, good." I'm like,
All right, it's on his radar.
It feels weird to hang up. He's like, "Well, I got my notes." I go, "Aren't you? You're supposed to be in Seattle. Was I lied to? Are you in Seattle?" He goes, "No, I'm in Seattle. I got my notes here, and there's your name, your show, and then there's a line, maybe cross through it. Oh, now I see it tomorrow. Yeah, okay, I got it now."
Yes. Love him.
But part of me was like, "Do you want to just do it now?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we haven't looked anything up, and I want to just drop it on you today." But the guy's a fucking character.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, "Dawn, so just, give me a brief rundown. What's going on? Anything?" She's like, "Just ask him anything and let him go. You know the deal." I was like,
Wind him up.
Yeah, true enough. He'll say what he needs to say. So anyway, another late night. Actually, not too
What
late.
happened?
Corn Dog was here. Fucking Corn Dog. You would never know that guy was like brilliant. Smart as shit.
Yeah. Why would you assume otherwise?
Because his name is Corn Dog. I would assume a guy named Corn Dog or nicknamed Beer Fridge or whatever his other nickname was.
Tattooed on the inside of his lip?
Yeah. Tattooed on the other side of his lip. What was it, Beer Fridge?
I think it was Beer Fridge.
That was a new one. I don't know what there was another one before that, but
Well, Corn Dog, and I was like, I swore I would never ask this of a man named Corn Dog, but where did the nickname come from? And I think he was hungry one day, he said. He was starving, and he was driving to work, white shirt, tie, and he just grabbed a few corn dogs, threw them in the microwave, and then he grabbed a plate of mustard and then just continued to dip and drive and spilled it all over his white shirt. The staff found this hilarious, hence the name Corn Dog is born.
That's how it works, man.
He went next level with this, though. Turns out he would take a giant case of frozen corn dogs anytime he went to a party, and he found love out of it. Like, he met a chick at a party who was just like, "Oh, man, I'm starving." He's like, "I got corn dogs." Gave her some corn dogs. Blossoming, flourishing relationship. All those. I had no idea you could strike luck like that with corn dogs.
Immediately have something in common.
Yeah. And then Kyle and Mike were here for a while, and we were drinking and hanging out. It was fun, man. Yeah, but Corn Dog had to wait for his ride to get here. His buddy shows up. Looks like he'd be Corn Dog's boy. Smart guys. It was fun, man. It was a fun night. It was a fun night with Twin Peaks and all them. It's going to be a crazy week. Got a crazy week ahead. We got fucking J. Chris Newberg on Wednesday. Mike Massey in studio on Thursday.
Yeah.
J. Chris Newberg doing Heroin, has a great publicist that will, of course, be at Ridley's Comedy Castle, doing the show, not just stand-up, doing that show live Wednesday, August 7th. So we'll all be there for that. And I know McCarty's coming out to that. Also, Thursday, 8 through 10, doing regular stand-up, couple shows a night at Ridley's. ComedyCastle.com for tickets, 542-9900. That's a 248 area code. And then Mike Massey live at the Arc in Ann Arbor, Friday, August 9th, 8 p.m., thearc.org. For tickets. Bryce Bloom will be there. So that's going to be a lot of fun, having him play in studio. We haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah.
Should we bust his balls on politics?
he's back way off on his
Has
social
he?
media. Way off on his social
Smart
media, dude.
move.
Like, honestly, like, I don't think, and I mean, I look at my Facebook all
It's
the time.
crazy to have gotten in so deep with that.
Dude,
like,
right?
dude, you're trying to build an audience, right? You want
Yeah.
more listeners, not less?
It's like, okay, if you do a political talk show of sorts or news, like, okay, you got to give opinions on shit like that. That's what you do. But if you're just a guy that plays fucking really popular hit music,
Yeah.
I've never understood, like, an actor, a musician, like, and with really strong fucking views. It's like, dude, you're just going to turn off half the population. They might not show up to your shows.
Dude, someone told him. I honestly,
Someone had to have,
Someone
right?
told him because it was like a light switch. Like
that right?
all of a sudden, then everything he was posting was just more like, "Hey, cool to be in London playing a gig," or "Hey,
Yeah.
what's your guys' least favorite classic rock song or something?" Like it was like boom, like that. Like I haven't seen.
It's no longer Trump's racist.
Yeah, I haven't seen a political post from him, and like
Well,
I said,
he
I don't
got
see
deep.
everything, but I didn't look enough.
Maybe someone told him, but maybe he just hit that wall. Like, I know a lot of people are like, fuck, I'm done.
I don't
I'm
think I
done.
don't know. It was
you know
so
what I mean?
sudden.
Like, it's not changing.
You truly believe the man's a Nazi, though. How can you be done?
Yeah.
How can you just turn the switch off?
That makes Mike Massey a rotten person if he's willing to let this known Nazi,
I know.
Without saying anything.
You know what,
crazy.
dude? It had to be someone. I'm telling you, it had to be someone to say something. Someone
Maybe
because
he
it was
was
just so abrupt. It was just like boom. Next day, all of a sudden, every single post I see from him, like I said, is fun loving. And so
Maybe,
I don't.
maybe, audiences started thinning a bit when he realized,
Or that.
oh shit, most fans of classic rock songs might be Trump supporters.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you're a Boston fan, or Toto, or the Beatles, there's a pretty strong likelihood that you are a Republican.
Possibly,
And so
yes.
possibly, we'll have to ask him. Whatever, because that's interesting. I didn't realize that he'd stopped all that stuff. Has he stopped all of it?
Yeah, and again,
Good
like
move,
I said,
Mike.
who am I to say? I don't see all his posts, but Mike knows how I am. I scroll my Facebook pretty much nonstop.
Dude, you and
so.
McCarty, you and Darren, it's like, don't comment much, but you just lay in the lurk. You
I
just,
comment on
and,
shit.
and you just fuck. It's like, I'll say something. Darren's like, yeah, no, I saw that. I watched it. And it's like, dude, he watches all E's shit and our stuff. He doesn't really comment on stuff, but E's the same way, keeping tabs on everybody.
I don't know. It's an addiction. It's an addiction for sure, but whatever.
Yeah, I gotcha. You would think there's not much going on in the world because the world comes to a crashing halt. How many days now? Do we go 3 days of coverage?
For the mass shootings.
Yeah, in Toledo, Ohio.
Right.
And,
Or
Toledo.
Michigan.
Or Michigan, Houston and Michigan, right?
Right.
That's what Biden said, right?
Let's be fair. Yeah, the horrible shootings, Joe Biden said, in Houston and in
And then
Michigan.
Trump said Toledo. Is that the deal?
Yeah. He started with Dayton and then he ended with Toledo.
Oh, boy.
Which-
in the
which-
same tweet? Like
Well,
No.
no, in the same address.
He
so
was,
in the same address, he said Toledo at one point, or no,
He's probably
said Dayton.
riffing by the end, off the cuff.
it doesn't look like he's riffing, which leads me to believe that maybe someone with quick fingers on typing up a teleprompter read could have fucked him over, like, fuck you, San Diego, or whatever. Who knows? It could have just been someone not thinking, going
A
on
Ron
auto.
Burgundy moment, huh?
Yeah, maybe. Or he just, who knows? I love the people online.
Or just none
that
of
are
them actually care, and they just say things off.
Whoa, that's cynical-y.
Yeah.
That's cynical.
I don't know. I've told you guys how I'm trying my best to not be so hoardish with my benefit of the doubts. That I'm going to
You're
grant.
handing them out freely.
Yes, I am. And until further notice, that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt that the president wasn't trying to be a dick or disrespectful to anyone in Ohio.
I'll say the same for Biden.
Oh, I
Yes.
don't believe they were trying to be
No.
disrespectful.
No,
Just
Biden's
old
a
men.
piece of shit.
Yeah, he's on the
Biden's a
other
piece
side.
Of shit. He's a blue D. No, he meant it and he knew what he was. No, of course. I will extend the benefit of the doubt to both.
I
old
won't
white
extend on
men.
the.
I won't either.
Yeah, their age played a part there. Probably.
Well, see, to me, I don't even think it's age, and it's just, I think, like for a Biden, dude, I just don't think they really fucking
Oh,
care. Biden? Did I say, oh, Biden?
Yeah.
Okay, Biden. I just don't think they fucking really, just, all these things happen. They're on the trail, and now they're in blank, and they say, oh, I have a corn dog because this is where corn dogs are made, bullshit.
Yeah.
So that's where I think.
Having
I just
some
think
beer
they
and
just,
cheese in Wisconsin.
right, I just
Go
think he has
Pack.
all this shit in his head, and he just says something, and he's just like, well, whatever, man.
Could be right.
Yeah.
Or he's an old man, which is
And
true
or.
also.
I think, in all fairness, I think Houston and Michigan is worse than just saying Toledo, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That
Like,
is.
It was
That's two mistakes versus one.
and it's also like Houston is really far. I mean, that's like a state away, 10-hour
Michigan is a
drive.
different state than Ohio.
Completely. Yeah, and nobody from Michigan or Ohio would want you to confuse the two.
It's like when this isn't. I mean, it wasn't a school shooting, but you just see when Mountain Dew they had this big campaign.
Yeah, they
and
put the UP with Wisconsin,
yes,
right?
yes,
They did what?
Which you can't blame them. It's goddamn connected to the state.
I know. It's the UP is
Yeah,
a
but
fucking weird situation.
For an
but-
unknowing person in social media for Mountain Dew.
If you look at the what you think of as the UP, the cool part of the UP, it's right above the Mitten, though. Like I'm not going to give them that benefit of the doubt. No,
No, nothing.
because Wisconsin's a shitty shaped. Like it's not as cool as the Mitten.
Correct.
Right.
But the UP's connected to it, so
Yeah.
It's dude. Honestly, me and Jay were talking about that a little bit, but just with me going up there, the UP, I love it, but it's just such a weird situation that it's there and it's part of Michigan.
So wait, what did they do?
see how the UP is part of Wisconsin on that map?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
boy.
Are you guys United? By the way,
I love
United
Mountain Dew,
States.
so sure. Why not?
Ugh. Syrup.
Mountain Dew is. I know.
Fucking love it.
It's terrible for you, and it's syrup. It's just sugar
I
liquefied.
wish I didn't, but I
I
do.
Damn,
honestly
is
haven't had
Mountain
one
Dew
for
good.
30 years. At least.
I wonder what would happen if you tried.
No, I should take that back. 25 years, I'll bet I haven't
Haven't
had
you had
one.
like a mixed drink though with a cocktail?
Not with a Mountain Dew, man.
I
No.
don't think people make them out.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do Mountain Dew either, but in a mixed drink, anyways. But it's so delicious. Try it. Just try one. We have a sip of one. It's not gonna. You're not gonna explode.
It's nasty. I mean, you want to smell a fart? I mean,
No,
it's
you're comparing Mountain Dew to a fart. Are you gonna let
Jesus,
him
blow
talk
a
like
fart.
that?
I mean,
Mike
he
wants to
has, his
smell a fart.
he has his opinion. Like, guys, I don't care. I wish I didn't love it, but I do love it. I would drink it more. I would drink it way more if it weren't bad. If it weren't as bad for me as it is, and as much sugar as it's in
Yeah,
it.
I try to cut that down too. That's one of those things. Like if you're a regular pop drinker, like just stopping drinking pop, you'll lose 10 pounds in a week. You will. Like it's that bad. Anyway, so yeah, the only thing going on in America is the gun fight, and the usual parties have lined up to do what they do best. Trump, it's too bad. Like he can't say denounce. This is awful. Fuck racist anymore, and people just suck a dick. You fucking race. Like it's like the hate is for him is so thick. You can't possibly see past that. So everything has to be mixed with, I despise this vermin president so much that even when he's denouncing something awful, you can't accept it.
yeah.
And it's just weird. It's weird.
They're dug in, man. Both sides are really, really dug in.
And they go to the worst possible place. Like, this is all he could mean when he said that. And you're like, no, that sounds horrible. I'll give you some examples. But he's calling for a cultural change in America to curtail gun violence. He gave an Oval Office address this morning, denounced white supremacy and racist hate online. He says is driving people to commit sick acts. He did not endorse stricter background checks. He made a tweet this morning where he's like, stricter background checks possibly, and maybe we tie it to comprehensive, something about border security. People were outraged. Illegal immigration. Instead, he pushed for closer monitoring of online forums, social media channels. In one voice, our nation must condemn racism, bigotry, and white supremacy. These sinister ideologies must be defeated. Hate has no place in America. Hatred warps the mind, ravages the heart, and devours the soul. Bad? Sound like his normal words, I'm assuming.
No, I'm going to assume it was
Speechwriter?
ghost written for the president.
Yeah, I don't even know. Well, yeah, you would just, with special help from President Trump, should have been at the bottom of like the author of this speech. But, he encouraged the legislative body to pass red flag legislation and take other steps to keep mentally ill individuals from getting their hands on firearms. We must shine light on the dark recesses of the internet and stop mass murders before they start. And then for the shooting is Toledo. May God bless the memory of those who perished in Toledo. People are like, oh my God, yeah, this is the Bowling Green mass shooting.
The
Has there
nickel.
been I wonder if there's been a president, for sure not in the media age, that you could tell the difference so vastly versus like the speech writing, and then when he goes into his own talk, like,
I
you know
know,
what I
man.
mean? Like,
No.
like you didn't look at any other. Even
Well,
though-
Obama never spoke off the cuff.
Never.
So it's impossible to
Oh,
tell. with
okay.
him.
Yeah.
He was always just reading from a prompter.
Clinton, I mean, he was just so smooth, man.
Yeah, I think he
Oh,
could
man.
riff a little bit.
He could riff, but you believed his speeches were coming from him, right?
Yeah, I
anyways, like-
guess. I don't recall
like-
that. I don't recall having that feeling like, oh my God, he didn't write a word of that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, with Trump, it's so obvious because he can't help but go off the tracks. Like, he can't help it. Great guy, by the
Yeah.
way.
that's what I'm saying. Like when you read the one part you read where you're like it's ghostwritten, and then you read that other part, it's like it is obvious where
Yeah.
the line ends, like where he decided to throw in some.
Where he wrote in the margin,
Yeah.
he's the best.
Yes. Not the gunman, not the best. really bad guy, sad.
Sad. That's my favorite, dude. Sad. Sad. I use it all the time now. Like if I'm texting
Sad is
people,
great.
and it's just like something's bad happened, but sad.
Exclamation point.
If you do it in all caps, they know. They know what it is.
Oh yeah, of course. That one in Bigly to me should be in the dictionary.
Bigly already in my
Like-
phone now capitalizes. Like you know how things just all
Yeah.
of a sudden correct. Now if I type in Bigly, it automatically, unless I choose to go backwards, it's capital Bigly.
So earlier he was calling for strong background checks in the wake of El Paso and Dayton, then immediately tied gun control to immigration reform, despite both murderers being white Americans and one saying he wanted to kill Hispanics. Trump's move to link background checks with immigration reform was dead on arrival. One senior Democrat comparing the president's rhetoric to what do you think he would compare that rhetoric to?
Fascism.
Close, 1930s Germany.
Yeah.
He's talking about Nazis there. Yeah. Trump update. He gets blasted. He's like, the problem is the media and the fake news. For ginning up the nation's anger and rage, stuff like that. Some Dems have already dismissed Trump's pairing of immigration reform with background checks with Nazi Germany. What's the connection between background checks for guns and immigration reform? That we have to keep guns out of the hands of the invading hordes of less than human people coming across the borders? That's the implication. Is it, Jerry Nadler? Shut the fuck up, you fat asshole. Are you kidding me? That to me is the distinct problem with these people right there. Is that what you got on? The point was, Gerald, if you must know, this side really wants gun reform, and the other side really wants border protection. How about we tie something together where we both get a little of what we want? We can't all win all the time, but you get your little gun control shit, and these guys get some. How about that? It's called a deal.
It's the art of the deal.
It's the art of the deal.
I wrote a book on it. Best-selling.
Best-selling, second only to the Bible. Greatest book ever. Really, Jerry Nadler, you think that's helpful? What's the connection? That we have to keep guns out of the hands of the invading hordes of less than human people coming across our borders? The only modern Western democracy that I can think of that said anything close to this, was the Third Reich from Nazi Germany.
There you go.
Yeah. Is that true? Is that what you heard? Only a racist driven by fear could witness what took place this weekend. Instead of standing up to hatred, side with a mass murderer's call to make our country more white. We are so much better than this president, Beta O'Rourke said. What? Do you not see how that's a problem? That people are listening to this shit and running with it? Democrats have called on Mitch McConnell to bring the chambers, but let's get back let's get back to work now. We're supposed to be on a 6-week recess.
Yeah, they're on vacation.
Back into the
Love it.
chambers.
They're on a
Come-
6-week vacation.
Yeah.
Back into the chambers.
We need to
on.
get back to pass H.R.A. to the Bipartisan Background Checks Act of 2019, which will require background check on all guns. McConnell unfortunately wiped out. Did you hear about that? I didn't know that.
No.
Yeah, he broke his shoulder.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Cocaine Mitch.
Yeah, Mitch, the fucking turtle, man. Apparently he bit it on Sunday somewhere. I don't know if he was
Ow.
laying out for a pass.
I'd love video of this.
Dude, right? There's video of everything. Mitch McConnell can't go anywhere without video. There has
A
to be
droopy
video.
face dude.
His glasses ajar.
Oh, I'm about to trip.
I'm about to trip. So yeah, they said he fractured his shoulder in a fall on Sunday. He's unlikely to bring the chamber back. So 9 dead in Ohio. At least they've now
9
seen
dead in Ohio.
We could do a song. Yeah, we'll get Crosby, Stills, Nash.
Yeah.
On that,
Probably
right?
do well with that.
I had crossed out 20 dead in Texas and put 21. I need to now cross that out and say 22. So 2 more people have died in the hospital. By the way, the guns were purchased legally in both shootings. Yeah, Trump is saying, he indicated his administration is considering additional action potentially aimed at addressing the problem of mental illness. That's a better step, in my opinion, than any of the other stuff, Like, we need less magazine power, less bullets in a magazine. He also brought mental illness, saying the shooters, both white men in their 20s, were deranged. If you look at both these cases, this is mental illness. These are really people that are very, very seriously mentally ill. Yet there's more. There's
Why don't you
something
do
more
both?
there.
What's your objection to lesser bullets in a magazine?
Because I just don't. I don't know, man. I just fear if you take a step down that road. I know how this goes. We just want the flag off the state capitol steps, and it's like in an instant it falls apart, and then
As discussed yesterday, we really don't have to worry about the tyranny issue.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm more and more on board with that. You're right. Whatever. I don't even like shooting guns. I don't even really care. Take them anyway.
yeah,
I don't care.
you're gonna piss a lot of people off. There's a lot of people that really that one really they want to hang on to.
Yeah.
Oh, my guns, leave my guns alone. I just don't believe you can get all the fucking guns.
No, I agree. It's an impossible situation. But if you stop manufacturing them, I guess, I mean, you stop manufacturing the larger magazines and the semi-auto ability of the ARs and shit. That
Seems a bit much.
yeah, that really aren't hunting rifles, but are built for tactical situations, and
There's
they
a
look cool, so everybody
Tactical
wants them.
situation.
Yeah,
Stop building them to look so cool.
I know, right?
You know?
because that's part of
They
that's,
look
that's
so
why,
video game like.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Because they're not any more powerful.
It's hard to argue that it's a sportsman issue. I know some people prefer to they prefer to have a lot of different guns and they shoot differently, and so I get it.
And
But-
when gun guys get into guns, like they buy a lot of them, a lot of shit. They like shooting them.
Yeah, but if people are really gonna talk seriously about curbing this, yes, the mental health issue, enormous. That
Yeah.
needs to change, but also there does need to be some limitation on what's being provided to the population.
But
and
weren't-
I say that realizing the history of all this and realizing the Second Amendment. I'm not saying take away all the guns.
Yeah.
Just saying if we really do want some sort of change, you do at least need to start there, I would think.
It's kind of like in Merck's house growing up. Merck could have a bowl that sat there with M&Ms in it and candy bars.
It was Reese's peanut butter cups,
Okay.
and they sat there, and I couldn't believe
What?
it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god, that would have been.
Why could
Single
they
serve
sit there?
Reese's peanut butter.
I would have had a cavity just by visiting his
I know.
house on a daily
Some
basis.
people's houses can do that because Merck isn't going to just fucking devour the Reese's.
Well, he eats like a bird. It's unbelievable.
Right.
It's like, come
But
on,
the
man.
point
Take a
is-
second bite of that hot dog, dude.
We can't have the bowl of Reese's in Jay's house because the bowl will be gone. And so when you behave like that, we have to take stuff away from you, right? And so it's like for a long, long time, we had guns and they just sat in the bowl in the kitchen and nobody picked them up and shot up their school with it. But now we are, so
Yeah,
at
and
some
truth be
point-
told, it's a million different cultural aspects to this. It's not one thing. It's not the violent video games. It's not the mental health. It's a mix of a million different
Sure.
things. I've talked about. I definitely do think video games have a part
So
in this.
do I.
But
Movies, all of it.
social
sure.
media, the idea of hey, I can make a splash, I'll be known. All
Yeah.
that shit plays a part.
Yeah, it's the real, and I'm not saying take guns either. I would never say that. And I know, I understand why. And most people are not worried probably about tyrannical government. You know what I mean? Like most gun guys are not thinking that, but they don't
No,
like
you
the
don't-
implication like, hey, motherfucker, just because some guy crashes his car 10 times doesn't mean we all lose our cars. I know how to fucking drive.
I get it, but if people are going to talk about, oh, this needs to change, you cannot seriously have that conversation
Well,
without touching on that side of it too.
don't you think there's something more though? Because I
think
look
there's
at
a million things. I
Right.
think it's
no,
a
no, no.
million
Hold on, let me
factors.
finish. With this age and the fucking race of these incidents are all the same. It's not young black kids going into their school and mowing down the student body. How many black people are doing mass shootings like this? Kid gets a fucking shitty gun and shoots. Gangs are doing that, sure. But these fuck society, go in and want to mow down as many people as you can in a blaze of glory. What the fuck is going on? Like, there's got to be more, because if it was just, hey, violent video game, like black kids are playing video games.
So what do you
They're
gonna?
watching movies. They're
Yeah.
not doing this.
I
Why?
know, there's something in the mix. You're right. It's definitely a young white man's crime.
Yeah.
But but then you get into what are you going to profile these kids and start stepping on their freedoms as they're growing
Say
up
something,
and
say
hospital?
something.
You know what I mean? Like it's
No,
it's
I
just
know.
when we live in a society, a culture where you desire all this freedom, it becomes an impossible situation, especially when at the basis of that freedom is the Second Amendment that says
Yeah.
distinctly, and unambiguously,
Yeah.
that we can bear these arms.
Yeah.
And we've done it for centuries now.
And responsibly for the most part. I mean, there's
And
been some
we've-
dicks along the way, but for the most part.
Yeah, and we've accumulated, like you said, over 340 million,
million, I think.
380 million guns in this
Yeah.
country. unbelievable.
Those are the ones they know about.
Yeah.
And with 3D printers getting more and more
Yeah.
around, like people are going to be making their own fucking guns. Like it's a weird thing, and you can't deny the stats.
Unsolvable.
It is. In this country, it's unsolvable. It's the best thing. Like, case closed, end of discussion. It's unsolvable. People go, well, with that attitude, it's like, no.
It is.
You lay out the fucking
Yeah, yeah.
plan. Dude, go ahead. I want to see it. Go ahead.
Get to step one of that plan.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
And it's not about, white nationalism and bump stocks and assault weapon. Like, no, dude, there's nothing. None of this shit ever works. More times than not, when we read these stories, it's like, yeah, write down the list. All the shit you want done, that would have still happened. He still would have had access to that. And you can't discard. Fucking, dude, if you want to get a fucking gun on the black market, you will. I'm on a list because I'm a little cuckoo. People called and reported me for being a little nuts. That dude can easily get a gun.
Yeah, and even if you banned guns today, it would take 800 years to get them all.
Yeah.
They'd be hidden, like you said, they'd be 3D printed.
Yeah, and the politicians that are flooding your social medias and your TV screens on a nightly basis right now, please ignore them as much as you can. If you listen to some of the shit, this is a presidential campaign by some of the biggest egoed, power-hungry group of assholes and losers you'll ever see. They're a dysfunctional group who serve virtually no purpose in this country, and you know it every time they come, rolling up their sleeves in your neighborhood or making some grandiose statement at a podium. So they all flock to the news programs. Cory Booker actually said this. I turned my attention to the person who is leading this country, who is, in my opinion, in this moral moment, who is failing. That at the end of the day, especially since this was a white supremacist manifesto, that I want to say with more moral clarity that Donald Trump is responsible for this. I am anguished over reports that the shooting suspect in El Paso posted a manifesto that includes rants about Hispanic invasion before the attack. This manifesto appears to echo the same anti-immigrant sentiment that permeates the language espoused by President Trump.
So is Bernie to blame for the Scalise shooting?
Oh, yeah, when the whip got shooted in the hip.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, the political rhetoric sure doesn't help.
Yeah. Today's shooting in El Paso, Texas was not only tragic, it was an act of cowardice. I know that I stand with everyone in this country to condemn today's hateful act. There are no reasons or excuses that will ever justify killing innocent people. Melania and I send our heartfelt thoughts and prayers to the great people of Texas. I mean, I don't know how much.
Well, yeah, he can say that after the fact, though, but you have to agree, political rhetoric on both sides feeds into this.
Sure.
So that doesn't absolve it. Like, oh, well, the politician couldn't have been clearer after the fact that he does not stand for that. Well, you know what? It's a politically charged and very, very negative, conflict-filled environment. That is one of the 18 or 19 different factors that plays into this.
And if you look at it, every time they say he's a racist, like racist, this, that, you can go, yeah, I can see how you took it that way, or you didn't like the way it was said, but dude, that's quite a leap to just go here. But when you just keep pounding that home, he's been denouncing white supremacy and these fucking hate groups for months.
Yeah, but more generally speaking, both sides are feeding into this constant, absolute conflict.
Yeah.
Daily conflict. Get in your tribe. Get on your side. Pick your side and get in
Sure.
it, and you fight the other one.
Yeah.
And he's as guilty as the other side.
Yeah, I don't know that I agree completely with that, but I don't blame Rachel Maddow or Elizabeth Warren or Bernie Sanders when the guy goes nuts.
I don't
and
blame
shoots
them
up a fucking
specifically,
baseball
but
game.
generally, I don't think there's any question that this awful the fact that people are putting so much energy into politics, so much importance into politics. It's like I said, another one of these things that's feeding into the environment, feeding into people's thought processes. Mm-hmm. It feeds into that. Yeah, I'm on the one side, and the other side's evil. And it's just, it's one of those footholds that maybe one of these crazy dudes needs, right?
Yeah, no, it's true. And if you want to know, what you're hearing today is a lot of chatter about how this is President Trump's fault. This is what his vile rhetoric over and over that's being pounded on all the social medias by anybody with a voice or a platform. That's what you're hearing. What you're not hearing is about the kid in Ohio.
Toledo.
Excuse me. In what is it? Dayton?
The Nickel.
God damn it. In Dayton, what about his manifesto? What about his side? Where did he land mentally. Fucked up, yes, but you know, you're not hearing much about him. And you have to go to pretty fucking weird places to find anything. Well, here's the reality. Described himself on social media as pro-Satan leftist who wanted Joe Biden's generation to die off, hated President Trump and law enforcement, hoped to vote for Senator Elizabeth Warren for president. Connor Betts was his name. He rampaged through the Dayton Entertainment District there at Ned, what was the name of the bar?
Not sure.
Killed his sister and 8 other people, leaving dozens wounded before police shot him.
See the video of him being taken down to Chinatown?
it's
It's
right.
awesome.
Yeah.
Runs around that corner.
Oops.
Oh,
Dude, just hearing the guns of the cops, that must be no, obviously, you know, responsible with but when it's like, when they're all going at him, it's got to be kind of fun. He goes on to say, I want socialism, and I'll not wait for the idiots to finally come around to understanding. He wrote that. This is in one of his tweets, according to Heavy.com. The breaking news outlet said it had found Betts' Twitter page, I am the spookster, and verified that account belonged to him. The Twitter account painted a picture of a left-wing anarchist and discontent, very far from the anti-immigration manifesto posted by the El Paso government. Vote blue for God's sakes, he wrote last November on the day of John McCain when he passed away. Fuck John McCain. This is America. Guns on every corner, guns in every house. No freedom but that to kill. And on the day of the Parkland shooting, he tweeted at Senator Rob Portman, hey, Rob, how much did they pay you to look the other way? 17 kids are dead. If not now, when? Politically, he was on the far left. His pinned tweet was a retweet of the Joe Biden's generation, hurry up and die. When noting the alt-right demonstrators were marching in Charlottesville, he exhorted it to his followers to kill every fascist. Also shared posts about concentration camps at the border, wrote, cut the fences down, slice ice tires, throw bolt cutters over the fence. He did his preferred pronouns were he and him. So did say that, he noted that on his social media. The
point of personal preference.
Oh, yeah. The point of saying that is just like,
Yeah, there's one on each side.
there's one on each side,
Yeah.
right?
But you're not going to hear that.
You're not going to hear much about this little fuck.
His
They're
ideology.
both- and I'll go further. These thugs and animals. These are thugs and fucking animals that is not reserved for certain people. You know, these are thugs, animals, pieces of shit to be.
But even
have no
the
place in
fact that we
society.
know their ideology is very different than 20 years ago. You know, these weren't
Yeah.
ideologically driven shootings before. They were, you know, I've been put upon, I've been bullied. You know, that was the big message out of those manifestos left by those dudes early on. Now there's
Yeah.
a very political lean to this shit.
Well,
you know, that suggests what I was saying. Like, this is definitely one of the factors.
It's crazy because what would happen? I'm trying to remember, like, what would happen back in the old days. If someone went off the deep end, you would have to like go to their house like with a search warrant and dig through mountains of paperwork to
Yeah,
find out.
the book of Granny.
Yeah, exactly. Or find like, oh yeah, we found some scribblings on a notebook. Here was some signs we probably
Yeah.
missed. Like
Guy holding a knife, you know,
Yeah.
just some little scrawling.
But when you get a 17-year-old, 19-year-old, 21-year-old moron dope.
Talking about political issues on
boring
social media.
shit.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
And Cory Booker and Nadler, you know, all of them. If you think, you know, you can just throw barbs at Trump, this is his fault, the rhetoric has juiced this up, blah, 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 blah. Well, look at what this other kid in Ohio was saying. He's talking about concentration camps at the border. He's talking about Nazi Germany. He's talking about, you know, all the shit that you on the left are spitting every day.
Yeah.
All the obnoxious shit you are saying that we keep going, hey, dude, your rhetoric's not helping either. It's not. You get over yourself, you egotistical assholes. It's not helping. And this is proof of it. Not saying this guy, I'm not going to put it on Cory Booker. The gunman pulled the trigger. It's on him. But that shit doesn't help. Not helping. And then, you know, all the, what we need to do is see something, say something. We've got to do that. If you see warning signs, it's like if Parkland in Florida didn't teach you something, that kid was so clearly going to be a problem.
Well, this kid too, right? The kid
Yeah.
in the Nickel
Yeah.
or Dayton, to be specific. He
Toledo.
had an issue in high school where he made a rape list and a kill list.
Yeah.
And he was suspended for this.
Yeah. Twice. I think he was suspended twice. So his principal, Chris Baker, former principal of Bellbrook High School, said that when he was a student, he was suspended for writing a hit list of girls he wanted to kill on a bathroom wall. No, he wrote a kill list of boys he wanted to kill. He wrote a rape list of
Different
girls.
list.
Separate list. This principal was like, I would not dispute that information, but I don't want to get involved in any more than just making that comment. Why? Why? One woman claimed that he once fantasized about tying her up and slitting her throat. This isn't a mystery to me. I'm furious. Betts was aware of the bizarre nature of his thoughts, and it scared him. He knew it wasn't normal. He and I talked at length about him getting help. She and her parents notified police. She felt she was not being taken seriously. Another woman recalls the hit list. I know he made the list. I'm not sure which names were on it. He had a plan to shoot up the school. When she heard about the shooting in Dayton, she immediately thought of Connor Betts.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
She said that Betts was bullied in high school, but that he seemed pretty normal after he got help following the hit list suspension.
But then he legally buys this weapon,
Yeah. That does seem like a problem.
this hunting rifle.
One guy, I never had a problem with him, but he does remember friends telling him they felt threatened and uncomfortable around him. He had a dark sense of humor, jokes about people dying. I remember sensing a dark energy around him. I think this is less of a hate crime and more of an I hate everybody crime. I honestly feel more comfortable knowing now that he's gone. Check of past social media shows pictures on MySpace of his notebook sketches. So you've got, legal pad of paper. And
Did you say MySpace?
Yeah, on MySpace.
This goes back a while.
A decade, okay? This goes back a decade. Posts appear to be at least a decade old and include captions that read, "All shall be annihilated. Bloodlust. Absolute carnage. Bloody massacre." So he's how old now?
22, I think.
22. So when he's 12.
My God.
When he's 12, he's posting that shit. You get to hit. Like, how many clues do we need? See something, say something. Nobody gives a shit. See something, say something doesn't work. It
Right.
doesn't work because they haven't committed a crime yet. What do you have a 12-year-old writing all shall be annihilated, bloodlust, absolute carnage, bloody massacre. Students are scared of him. Rape list, kill, like, what more do you need to go, yeah, that kid probably shouldn't get a gun or should probably be locked up somewhere. Ends up murdering his fucking sister and then 8 other people. Yeah. By the way, the one they were calling the boyfriend,
Yeah, the sister's boyfriend.
he was not killed. He was shot, and police have already interviewed him in the hospital where he's at. So he was wounded, shot, but he wasn't killed. So I would like to get his.
What an ineffective mass shooter.
Yeah, I mean, point blank range. It's weird too. Like, he drove there in the same car with his sister, got out, killed someone, a girl in like an alley, and then went back to the car and killed her and shot him.
My God, man.
Like,
Got a little taste for it and went back and yeah.
I
it's-
don't know. Fuck. Little stinks.
Well, our friend Mark Leibovitz has requested that his reads follow any discussion of mass shooters. So
or
here we go.
bloodlust.
Bloodlust.
Speaking of absolute annihilation.
Yes.
Very,
Hey,
very specific.
you have an annual physical to make sure that you're healthy. What do you do each year to make sure that you remain financially fit? Our friend Mark Leibovitz at LPL Financial specializes in thoughtful and objective investment guidance designed to keep your finances in shape. Call Mark today, 248-626-2000. Ask for Mark. If you're on the fence, give him a call, man. He's a great guy, easy to speak with, and he will give you great advice. He's not going to try to sell you something. If you've got your stuff invested where it should be invested, he's going to tell you that and send you on your way.
Yep.
So it doesn't hurt to give him a call.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC.
I was talking to Mike. Hold on, Ian.
Okay.
Hold that thought. I was talking to Mike, who was here with Kyle Mayer last night.
Yeah.
And he sent his dad to Merck.
Oh, really? Nice.
And he's like, yeah, my dad is like, calls up Merck and is like, I don't know who you are, but my son says I got to call you.
Thanks,
So he's
Mike.
working,
That's
he's
great.
working with Mark, and he goes, yeah, he moved everything there, and he said I tried to do mine, but Merck said it wasn't a good fit right now for him.
Interesting.
He recommended I stay where I was, and so Merck was not just willing to take Mike's money just to have a new client.
There you go.
Yeah. But Mike's dad, very satisfied.
That's awesome.
I don't know who you are, but my son said I got to call you and stuff and give you all my money. What do you got going on, E? What are you
No,
saying?
it wasn't. I mean, it's not totally about the shooting, but in a way. But it did make me think about, like, I had this conversation with my parents. I've been saying on this show a few times, and me and Jay have talked about it off the air a little bit about how watching these confession tapes, and
Yeah.
shit. And when you talk about like that guy, I don't know why, but when you mentioned him shooting his sister, it just made me real. Like I had an actual discussion with my dad going up north where I was like, "Fuck, I've been watching these confession tapes and shit." I'm like, dude, I always tell Jay like, yeah, you know, when we leave here, I'm like, oh, I'm on my way to the library, and I'm like. And
That's what I would tell the police.
Right,
He told me.
right.
But I have
And
no
I just-
idea.
and I just
I don't
said,
know. I don't really know where he's going.
So I had a
And
conversation.
then they
with,
start digging and looking for any sort of character flaw or glitch. And they're
Exactly.
Like, I mean, well, don't tell me more about his personality and be like,
Oh,
"He
well.
took a shit on the driveway, man."
Well, I know exactly. So I had this talk with my dad where I'm like, dude, after watching these and like realizing like whatever I realized from doing interviews with the cops, like if my parents, if I came home one day, like if I said I was going to the library to Jay, then like 8 or 9 o'clock at night, I'm like, I get up, I just called her like, dude, fuck, dude, I don't know what to do. I just walked into my house. My parents are both dead. I fucking would be.
You
a
remember me saying I was
huge-
going to the library, right?
Yeah.
Right. The amount of like suspect that I would be so massive. Like,
Well,
I mean, I'm a 30.
You're carrying a cell phone, so that helps. It's going to
Oh,
ping. It's going to ping in
Yeah.
the relevant geographic.
I understand that, but it was just more the notion of like, dude, like if I went home to my parents being dead,
If
I
you're
would be
really going to
such
kill
a-
them, then this is bad news.
Yeah,
Right.
leave your phone here. Or something.
God.
You know what I
Right,
mean?
I
As an
know.
alibi for yourself. But the problem is, you've established so much motive for killing
That's
your
what I'm
parents.
saying.
Like,
We've talked about
yesterday,
this up and down.
He didn't get 10 minutes into his drive and he wanted to fucking kill his mom.
I know.
Shut up. Stop asking questions. Like, he was furious.
I know that's my
I mean,
point.
like,
I realized
if so help me, if Franny Fran ends up dead, or Michael, if one hair in their body is harmed, you're the main suspect.
I know
sir.
that's my
For
point.
sure.
I told
No
him that.
doubt
The
about it.
degenerate son living in the basement.
Oh.
Oh,
I have so much to
Suspect
gain.
one.
Constantly by them.
I have so much to gain in a way. Like,
Oh, you
in
financially
like-
make out?
it makes so much sense.
Yes, dude. Brian and Lauren love their parents, and they're doing fine. They're
Right.
out of the nest. They don't need that. They're like, we'll do what normal people do. We'll wait for them to expire naturally, and then whatever financial windfall we come into, so be it.
That's why it's like it's
He's
just.
trying to speed the process up.
I know, man. So I just was like, "Fuck, dude! If I walked into that shit, it would be 911, and then it would be a fucking lawyer because I'm not talking to shit." Because
I'd recommend the lawyer first.
After watching Confession.
Yeah, after watching confession tapes, I think I could get talked into
Dude,
saying
when
I
they
did
sit
something.
down at the table and Detective Johnson sits across from you, oh, Mr. Fady, man, this could happen to anybody. No, you clearly it's not you. We want to take you off the list, though.
But you were there, right?
Lawyer. Your answer is lawyer.
Right, dude.
That's it. You don't go, yeah, this guy gets it. Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Chief. Take me off the list, Lieutenant.
Right. I'll just answer a few questions. I know I didn't
Yeah.
do it, and no, dude,
No,
it's
you were
fucking
there.
lawyer.
And then
dude.
he's gonna, he's gonna fucking shake your ass up and be like, we found footprints in the blood that match your size. And
I know.
Yeah,
dude.
there's
We have-
nothing you can say that will make them let you go. You know, you need
Once you're
a
there.
lawyer at that moment.
Right.
You're not going to
lawyer.
talk your way out of this.
It's
Sir, lawyer.
You are a degenerate son living in the basement with everything to gain. You've talked about it on this podcast 19
know.
times about killing them, how much life insurance you'd receive. Shit, maybe the basement's just getting cramped. Maybe you need more
there's a
room.
lot, right. There's a lot of reasons. I mean,
Yeah, you can't bring chicks over. You can't drink at home.
Right.
They treat you like a baby.
I know.
They're constantly nagging on you.
It just really hit me watching that
Yeah.
show, and the point is I actually
Plus,
talked to my dad about it.
didn't he have some ridiculously low price that he said like one or the other, like 20
Yeah.
grand or 50 grand
Yes.
or
Oh,
something
50
to lose his
grand.
dad?
Jesus.
I've never said it. For
Couple
50
hundred grand?
It was like 600. No.
We've had this discussion
No
many
way.
times. I think over time it's raised, but early on, man.
Oh, $50.
Go
dude.
back to
And
like episode 90 or something. This
No.
dude was ready to off his dad for
no.
$50
No. You're
Yes.
wrong. You're wrong.
and a
Dude,
bag of chips.
wrong.
Yes, he was.
I was gonna say, a Dave's double combo at Wendy's and $50, and I'd kill them all.
Wow, you guys have terrible memory, and you just make shit up. Very.
No, some
very
listener
fake and
will
wrong.
write in with the
Yeah.
episode
It was
number
not
and timestamp.
$50.
And,
No
a,
way.
and a Dave's double combo.
No.
Large Mountain Dew, Biggie fries.
They don't have Mountain Dew at Wendy's. They have Mellow
Bullshit.
Yellow.
Yeah, what a frosty. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't look good. I mean, I'll be in court. I'll support you as much as I can, but
Mark tried to when I was at the bachelor party, Mark tried to make a deal with me at one point when there'd been a few drinks going around, and he tried to make a deal with me that he said Lauren and Brian would be okay with me taking the house, but I have to watch over them. You know, I have to be the one taking care of them, and I'm like, I'm selling that fucking house. If that's,
like,
I'll shove him in a.
he's already making plans for what he's doing with the crib.
Well, no, but
and
Mark is just trying
his
to make
newfound
Mark is
wealth.
trying to ensure
Caretaker
that
for
he's
your
not-
aging parents, you mean?
Yeah, Mark's just trying to
Oh,
ensure
gotcha.
that he and Lauren are not the ones
Yeah.
dealing
Can
with
you
the.
wipe Fran's butthole?
No, it'd be going on.
Because that's part of the deal, right?
Yes.
When you caretaker,
Yeah.
it means getting Mike to the toilet and holding his
No,
dong
the
while
house
he
will be
whizzes.
sold. The house will be sold, and I'll find some place that. I mean, they're not gonna rape them or anything, but they're gonna.
You don't know that, man.
Well, I mean, these days, holy fuck, the stories we've read.
Oh man.
I don't know. But Mark was trying to point is Mark's already trying to make a deal with me where he's like, dude, we'll give you the house. We won't even ask for our third.
You're talking about Mongoloid Aaron Rodgers.
Mongoloid Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
I was
Apologize.
confused.
Apologize.
Yeah. I don't know how we got here, but this tape is definitely going to be played in a courtroom.
I know, right there.
Definitely.
I cannot walk home to those guys being dead and have any question where I was. I better have some fucking alibis.
Lockdown,
Yeah.
Going back to news, did you see what Tom Brokaw, NBC Nightly News,
Bosnia,
What-
Herzegovina.
Herzegovina. What are you doing, Thomas? Like,
This is from months ago, though.
I know,
And I
but
think this came to light at the time. I think we may have even talked about it.
maybe.
Why is this recycled today?
I don't know, but it's like one of the number one Twitter
Yeah.
things and stuff. And people are going apeshit. It's like Tom Brokaw is a smart man. You don't get to lead NBC Nightly News for as long as he did and be a moron, right? He has to see the landscape of the current media, know that it is an absolute farce from what he did in his career. What are you doing on a panel at Meet the Press? You're 78. Go the fuck home, dude. Sit down, have some lemonade with your wife, or whatever you do, and get out. Why put yourself in the spot where you could possibly be?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he was. This is. You're right. This goes back a few months.
And we talked about this. I swear to God, we did. We talked about these very comments.
I don't know why this is coming out today, though.
I know.
Did he
It's
say
weird.
it again on Sunday's Meet the Press?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Because they're referencing. Usually they would say, commented on criticism erupted after Brokaw, 78, commented on Hispanics and assimilation during Sunday's broadcast of Meet the Press. He said on the show that his view on assimilation is one he's been sharing for a long time. They ought not just be codified in their communities, but make sure all their kids are learning to speak English and that they feel comfortable in their communities. And that's going to take outreach on both sides, Republican and Democrat, frankly. I
I just DuckDuckGo'd it, and it's all from January 27th, 2019.
okay, so
I don't understand why this is happening.
yeah,
But I saw it on Twitter, too. You're not going crazy.
yeah. NBC News has issued a statement now saying, I think Tom's comments were inaccurate and inappropriate, and we're glad he apologized. Is it that Tom apologized on Twitter? Is that why this is?
Oh, my God, Tom, this was dead. This issue was dead.
Something's been eating me since January. This is why he's going, Tom, just put the Twitter down. Stop tweeting, you fucking old bag. Were his comments inaccurate and inappropriate, NBC? Really? I think there's a lot of people that believe in, communities. They get together. Let's not all pack up in groups, not speak the language. I don't think that's that crazy of a sentiment.
Boy, it is now.
And Brokaw, he even says, this is an opinion I've been sharing for a long time. Like, he believes that. What are you apologizing for, Tom? You know what your intent was. You know what was in your heart of hearts. What are you Just go.
I don't know what that is.
How about this? Suck a dick and walk off stage. Like, you're
I think
78.
he did that in January. I don't know why he's doing it again.
On Monday, an alliance of Latino advocacy groups wrote an open letter to NBC demanding more than an apology. Maybe that's why it's coming out. Mr. Brokaw's comments are more than just out-of-touch musings. Mr. Brokaw's comments are part of a legacy of anti-Latino sentiment that is spreading freely in 2019. So here's what we need to do to make right. They've told us what we need to do. They've called on NBC to improve the diversity of bookings on Meet the Press. No, why? And then make a significant, and I mean significant, donation to the National Association of Hispanic Journalists. Okay.
I got it. They ran out of money since January. All right,
What can we do?
we gotta extort NBC Nightly News.
Whatever happened to that old white asshole that said
Yeah.
some shit about us speaking the language?
It's like we can't make anything off this mass shooting that just happened, even though that guy was anti-Hispanic. Where can we get some quick cash?
Yo, man, didn't Tom Brokaw say some
Yes,
weird shit,
yes,
like months ago?
he did.
Look it up. Somebody duck go it. I'm pretty sure you're right. He said something about, like, we should move into communities and, learn the language and assimilate. What? He's a monster.
And we never shook down NBC for that. Let's do that
yes,
today.
I'm sure we
no,
shook
we
down
didn't.
NBC.
We didn't shake down NBC.
Where's the account? Mary, will you look in the books and see what we shook down right around January 19th, 2019?
There's no shakedown of NBC that I see here in the books.
Si, senor, we no shake down nothing. We forgot. We got lazy and forgot.
So here it is. The August shakedown.
I want and I mean significant donation. It's a donation. You can't demand a significant donation.
That's so mobster-esque, isn't it?
Yes.
So Nan-like.
How is that not
Extortion.
extortion? Or what, sir? What are you going to do,
Just
Jose?
gonna retweet it, retweet the story.
Or what?
So
I'm about to push enter on this retweet, okay?
make a significant quote donation to the National Association of Hispanic Journalists. And
And
there's more. All right, produce a series about the Hispanic community in the United States. Boring. I don't want to watch that.
For who?
They scheduled their
Played where? On NBC?
NBC, NBC, the Spanish channel one. I don't know.
Oh.
No offense.
Deportes, NBC Deportes.
Deportes, thank you. I was trying to think of the fucking word. NBC Deportes. No, if there was a significant size audience that NBC believed they would capture by having a documentary produced about the Hispanic
They'd be
community's
happy to.
life in the United States, they would do that. I guarantee you they've taken runners on this stuff. Like, go feel it out, man. Is there any interest in what is a Hispanic's life like in the United States? They're like, not really. No. All right.
Just watch Chico and the Man reruns.
That was insensitive.
Well-
Not allowed to say man.
Chico and the Being.
Yeah, that's better. Look forward to that coming to a late, and I mean late night. NBC. This is going to air at Saturday at 4 in the morning on NBC. If it does, Brokaw then comes out, and now that they're suing NBC, he comes out absolutely terrible about part of my comments on Hispanics and offended members of that proud culture. No, you're not. You said this is how you believe, and you felt that way for a long time.
This is how not to handle a minor Twitter dust-up. Like, revisit it. This is crazy.
Yeah.
This was done, man.
Yeah. And then he's got to go on, look, I've worked really hard to knock down false stereotypes. No, there's no defending yourselves. And then these people, oh my God, the National Association of Hispanic Journalists said in a statement, did you know that there was a National Association of Hispanic Journalists?
It doesn't surprise me at all.
Well,
right?
no, it doesn't. But I haven't heard much from them. They've been kind of quiet. Hugo Balta, the organizer's president, said that assimilation means denying one culture for another. Yeah, isn't that why you left the one culture? It would extinct where you were for the most part. So you're leaving that culture to go to a gooder culture. That's what it is.
Right.
So anyway, Hispanics are no less American for embracing their country of origin or that of their ancestors. Being bicultural and bilingual is a strength in an increasingly multi-ethnic, multilingual society. How? Why do you say that? Do you know that for sure? It's a strength.
Well, it is, but
Well,
are
yeah,
they learning?
it's a
But are they learning
diverse-
American? Are they learning English? Or are they just
Yeah, if you're
saying
going to do
No.
both, sure.
Sure, right.
Great strength.
Mix it, the whole melting pot.
I'd like my kids to know Spanish as well.
Really?
Yeah.
I
wish I knew it.
It's helped you along. A long way. Melting pot, not salad bowl. I love the analogy, Before his comments about assimilation, he said that many Republicans perceive, and this is, many perceive the growth of a Hispanic population in the United States to be helping Democrats. Also, I hear when I push people a little harder is, I don't know whether I want brown grandbabies. That's also a part of it. His talk
I
of
remember
racial
that, yeah.
animus. spurred
I remember that
objections-
quote
That's
too.
what I really
Yeah.
remember is a
brown grandbabies.
Yeah.
Oh
George,
man.
George P. Bush, he's a little-known Texas land commissioner. Part of the
Wait,
Bush
isn't
family.
that Jeb! Exclamation son.
Is it?
He's half Hispanic, I think.
Yeah, his mom, Rodriguez or whatever
Okay.
her name is. I can't remember who he's. With all due respect, Mr. Tom Brokaw, I am one of those little brown ones and can assure you that my grandparents conveyed to me that they loved and were proud of me before they passed. Good for you. Did you feel good saying that? George P. Bush. That's not at all what he said. He was not saying, I'm one of those brown grandbabies, and I assure you, Mr. Brokaw, my grand. He said, we always hear about open, honest dialogue. He openly and honestly had a dialogue. Look, I hear when I push a little, what's the problem with these being together? I hear from some people, I don't know whether I'm terribly comfortable with brown grandbabies.
Yeah.
That he's saying, hey guys, don't think this is just about I don't want fucking Jose down here picking strawberries. It's deeper than this.
So
for
George
some
P.
people.
Bush, you're saying, made a point of personal privilege? Little virtue signal?
Yes.
Yes, he did, didn't he?
Sure did. Just go live out
He had
at
a
the Bush
gotcha.
Kingdom.
Gotcha. You said something provocative.
How can
I'm going
I
to
get
tweet
him?
about it.
I gotta think. I'm not as good as my brother or not even as good as my dad. He's a governor or something. I don't. Oh, what can I do? Oh wait, I'm a brown grandbaby. I got one. Finally caught a fish. He caught it because I'm a brown grandbaby.
What you don't have in wealth, perhaps you can build via status.
Just go live on your Bush Kingdom compound, sir.
Speaking of former presidential compounds, there's another death at the goddamn Kennedy compound, right? Did you see that? 22-year-old granddaughter of RFK overdose. It's like, how
Really?
many fucking people have been raped and killed on that compound?
Yeah, well, I mean, a Kennedy died. Is that even newsworthy anymore? like someone in the Kennedy clan fucking
well,
drops
he
dead.
didn't
It's
have
like
his head blown off. It's,
fly into a building or
Yeah.
into Cape Cod. Yeah, that's funny. I think I did read that young person,
yeah,
like
22.
22, overdoses on the Sure. Yeah. Did you see the Brazilian gang leader?
This is awesome.
This
Looks so weird.
Yeah.
I kept seeing this story come up, and it looks like one of those sex dolls. This guy tried to break out of jail by using a mask.
Oh, sir, Shorty. And he's like El Guzman, his nickname was Shorty. El Chapo is Shorty. This guy is the Brazilian version. So he's a drug lord, and he's sentenced, I think, to like 70 years in jail or something for whatever. So he uses just a silicone mask.
It looks so weird, doesn't it?
Yes.
Looks like a Gelfling from Dark Crystal. It's just a strange look.
It looked like
It's
a
too
scene
smooth.
out of White Chicks.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
like that
good call.
Weird porcelainish.
Yes.
Weird. So he's trying to play his daughter. He's trying to be like, oh yeah, I'm just leaving prison from visiting my dad. He leaves his own daughter in the prison cell.
Yeah.
So like, what? So he can get away, and then what are they gonna do? Just
Well, then
they're not going to keep her.
a few days go by,
replacement
and
of
she
him.
goes,
Yeah.
this, my dad got away, but I'm here.
Let me out,
Right.
please.
guys, I don't really belong here. You fell for that stupid silicone mask. Are you serious? Really? Clavino da Silva attempted to sneak out of the city's most notorious prison.
Do you have pictures of this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we have
creepy.
video.
of it too.
Oh, of him taking off the mask.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh.
He
What'd you want for? You want to watch the video or do you want?
do the video. I would think that when he takes off the mask, he'd be like, sorry, I feel like a real douche. But he takes it off, he looks mad. You
Well,
know,
like,
like they should have bought this.
It seems like to me like he, like even right until he takes the shirt off to reveal his chest, hairy chest and known breast. Like I think he still thinks he's in. Like he's still kind of like just play it cool. Just what I'm saying. Like just keep,
Yeah.
Hey, I'm her.
And it sounds like
Oh, that's so gross.
look at him taking the glasses up. What is the point of the bra here, by the way?
Casaco. Não, não, casaco, casaco. Tira a roupa.
He's got to know it's over now.
No, see, I
Takes
think
that
he's just
stupid
kind of
wig
like.
off. What is
I
the
was
point
like,
of the bra?
What?
Agora não é hora de fazer pirraça.
Ah, shorty. Little pequeño.
Yeah, little gay. Just want to get out and deal drugs again.
It's like a Minnie Mouse shirt.
Yeah.
Tira o casaco.
3 pink donuts.
Tira o casaco.
Fine, I'll take the jacket off.
Look at the arms.
Arm tattoos.
And now it's like, dude.
What is the point?
Yes.
Why is he wearing the bra here? Like what were you doing with the brassiere? Look at that mask coming off.
Come on,
All right,
shorty.
come on, Shorty, get up. He
It's
looks
like Mission
mad.
Impossible. Dun, dun, dun,
Dun, dun, dun, dun.
And it's Shorty. Oh my God, it was Shorty the whole
Yeah.
time.
You're filming this. You're gonna make me look stupid
He is
online.
pissed. He is pissed
Yeah.
he's being filmed.
He's like, you dick lickers are gonna film me and I look like a dork. I bet he gets a new nickname in jail now. I love the attempt.
It's not a bad move or a try. I mean, why not?
I know, man.
Yeah. So they were like, yeah, you know, you had El Chap, and Chap had to, his boys dug a 2-mile tunnel, man.
That was amazing.
You know what I mean? Like, he had a chopper waiting to get him out of there and fly him into the Sinaloa Mountains. You know what I mean? If you don't have the kind of funding in Brazil that the Sinaloa cartel does, a smaller operation, you go with what you got, you know? And if you can get a silicone mask on, a wig, pink shirt, and
Can't
just
believe
kind of
they didn't fall
saunter
for
out.
it.
Yeah, you know, you catch, all you need is one guard not on his game, one hungover guard, you know? And the problem, they said, they got suspicious. I was like, oh, when he walked through the door,
When they looked at him,
he appeared to be nervous, too nervous, while he was asking for her ID back as she left from visiting hours. I was like, Shorty, fuck her ID.
I know.
You're gone.
She can hit the DMV when she gets out, man.
Dude, ever heard of, si, senor, I lost my ID? Like,
Wow.
they'll take a new picture.
Yeah.
He stops and
He's
is asking for her.
interacting with them. Like, to walk out the door.
Does
short
that
stuff.
mouth even open?
I know.
I don't think the mouth on your mask opens, sir. Can't stop and ask for ID. He's like,
It's so creepy looking.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's just creeping me out.
this
I
was
think
not.
that's really her then, right?
No, that's
No,
him.
that's
That's him still.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
him.
I'm trying to find it. I want to see her. I want to see
Yeah,
her.
how
These-
close is it?
I'm trying to.
Not very. I'm going to go on record and say
Yeah.
not very. This was not his first attempt at breaking out. Not his first getaway. He almost got away before. In January 2013, 31 prisoners tried to tunnel out of the same prison through the sewers. 4 dirt-covered inmates were immediately recaptured. But Silva sneaks out along some of his boys. So Silva, Fish, Spiderman, and Sledgehammer all get out together. Can you believe it? Fish is out on the run.
Yeah, I
You
can
was-
believe that
you
about
was-
Fish and Spider-Man.
Sledgehammer, I would have thought he would have held the gang back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's not in the greatest shape. I would have thought Sledgehammer, come on, dude. But even Sledge got out of there. The following month, he was rearrested while attempting to seize control. You can't. Would you stop trying to seize control
Seize control.
of cities and areas?
Yeah.
I mean, you're not very good at it, clearly, sir. He's just got a fucking Napoleon complex. And you really think you, Fish, and Spider-Man and Sledgehammer are going to be able to fucking, seize control of a shanty town with a group of heavily armed men?
You're right about the bra, man. Was it just kind of personal preference? You know?
Did he have it on and just
Is that
forgot to
kind
take
of
it off?
right?
Which means his daughter took the bra off in front of him, probably, right?
Hmm.
I don't know but it didn't look like a huge
How,
bra.
I wonder, like, I mean, I know I don't. How did they even get to the point where they could do this? Like,
Other
usually when they-
people, there are other people involved. Good question.
Okay.
That were on the slice. Like one snuck a wig in.
Gotcha.
One snuck a
Oh,
T-shirt
okay, so
in.
one.
I don't know
Johnny
whose
Cash
idea
on,
the
one move at a
brassiere
time or
was.
whatever.
What's that?
It's like the Johnny Cash on, one piece at a time or whatever.
Yeah, hell yeah. So yeah, it was. He's unlikely to face any reports because no one's hurt and he didn't get violent. But his daughter, she's facing 2 years now for being part of the ruse. She'll be charged with
But she's-
abetting a prison escape, a crime punishable by 2 years.
Still though, you know what? It's okay. One snuck in a wig. One snuck. She still had to again. I don't know how their prisons work, but from what I can tell from ours, when you have these meetings, like murders or people like that, they're usually like behind glass or something. Talking on the phone or
the
something.
phone, yeah, it's
So I
interesting.
just wonder, like, still they had to make the swap at some point.
And maybe this will be. There's some silver lining here. We can revamp the Brazilian prison system.
I mean, the fact that they were able to.
if they're
Little
like, you're just
loophole,
like-
right?
Yeah, I mean, this is clearly a loophole. If he's
Well,
allowed
like,
to be in the same room.
The more I think about it, like even let's say they don't do the thing behind the glass. They still sit in a room, right? There's usually a guard at least in a room. Like remember, it's like don't
room.
get too close.
Not
don't
at every
get-
room. I mean, think about how many Brazilian drug lords are in prison. And this
I
is
thought they
and this
needed
is one of their
mass
max ones too. This is one of their tough ones to break out of.
I guess I would assume like okay, well, in that situation, I would assume you'd be meeting and to be like okay, you can talk to your daughter, but there's a dude at the door. They don't just go, all right, do what you got to do. We'll be out here waiting. Let us know.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Prisons must be different over there.
And the fact is, he got past that guard, and he got out to the front desk and was like, "My ID? Can I have my ID?" And they're like,
Why is he not just walking out? You
"Get
idiot!
the fuck
Like,
out! Oh,
just look at
forgot
the-
me key. I forgot my keys. I'll be back in a minute."
Stare
Get.
ahead and walk.
Yeah.
Or get the fucking your daughter's ID. Go get a fake one from your boys when you're out.
I think that's exactly what they said. I'm not kidding. Let's see. Attempt to sneak out of the city's most notorious prison wearing the disguise, convincing guards he was in fact his 19-year-old daughter heading home after visiting hours. Shorty, but when Shorty Silva requested the return of his daughter's ID card at the prison entrance, officers saw through his low-budget disguise and asked him to strip in front of the cameras.
So I wonder what.
He's an idiot. Shorty, you're a fucking idiot. Did you even want to get out of prison? I mean, come on, man. It's incredible.
I can't find a picture of her, but
I know, I was
this
trying.
may be her.
Really? Why do you
on.
say that?
I'm having trouble. It keeps coming up as him dressed as her, but you know how DuckDuckGo images.
Yeah.
It's
Sure.
Is this the one? It looked like. Was this the one you were?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does she look, how would they say, 19? She's wearing a Snoopy t-shirt? What kind of drug family is this? This doesn't scream drug lord, does it? Like, where's her Gucci and shit?
That can't be her.
Shouldn't she have a tiger on a leash?
But it is linked to an article
A
about it.
machete, something, an AK? She's got a Snoopy t-shirt
I
on?
know. I know.
But he doesn't even look
Wow.
like that's a terrible.
Here's her
like,
nose job. I mean, come on.
Yeah, really?
Gross.
How much money was your old man bringing? He was the he's the guy, drug lord. They say drug lord, Jay.
Well, over there's probably
Shouldn't she have
dozens.
double D's and a little button nose?
Yes. I mean, he had to be hitting some hot model, right? I mean, the finest money can buy.
There's got to be, though, that's the thing. Like I said, there's dozens of them. Drug lords. So it's like, there's got to be the worst one. There's got to be a bad
Yeah.
one.
You
There's
think-
got to be a low run. There's got to
So
be.
you think even on the level of drug lord, one of those drug lords is in fact the worst drug lord
There
of
has
the drug
to be.
lords?
There has to be by
I
how
know.
things work in human. Some have to be making less or scrimping by or getting close calls more often.
Are you suggesting all drug lords are equal? No.
Yeah, you don't want a blanket statement, anything like that. But I would think just by the nature of the title lord, you're a drug lord, puts you in at least a category of, some sort of.
But what about, like,
you're
the
not
other-
you can't be an inept drug lord, can you? Or
I mean, there's
buffoon.
CEOs,
Can you be a
that-
buffoon and a drug lord? Because I'm seeing buffoonish behavior.
Yeah, I wonder if the fact that this happened, maybe they're hyping him up as something better than he was. That's possible as well. Like,
Well, there's
he's
people
just
that
some
run
fucking
companies.
common criminal dude, and they're making him out to be this El Chapo.
Well, they called him a drug lord.
I know they did.
Okay, and he's in one of the
I
most
know the
notorious
media did.
What if
And
the other?
No. Don't do that because he busted out with Fish and Spider-Man and Sledgehammer. I mean, this guy's hardened, right?
What if
I
the
just-
other
I
drug
find- I
lords
find
make
it-
fun of him? Like they're just like, yeah, fuck. Of course he got caught.
Yeah.
Shorty.
Fucking Shorty.
Yeah.
Terrible, but bad name to drug lords.
Yeah, he is giving a bad name to drug. I bet drug lords all over the world are offended today. This dipshit's a drug lord. His daughter's in a Snoopy t-shirt. Fuck's sakes.
Hey, if you suffered a traumatic accident or injury, don't call the billboard or TV attorneys. Your first call should be to Ogden Legal Triage. Ogden Legal Triage will find you the right personal injury attorney for your case at no cost to you. They'll negotiate the best price, save you time, money, and hassle. Who better to find you a lawyer but a lawyer? Ogden Legal Triage. For more information, this is the key, Isis. Go to firstcalldetroit.com.
For her sake, I actually hope that she is the drug lord's daughter, because if she's not, and people are duck going to see, because they're going to want to see what the actual daughter
Oh,
looks
yeah,
like.
all of a sudden you're just...
And this chick pops up and she's being talked about everywhere. It's like, oh man, I'm on my soccer team in high school in Brooklyn and stuff, and I'm a drug lord daughter.
Right.
Did you see this woman? And she is furious, Jay. After she's taken to Facebook, of course, to share a creepy note she received from a guy, stranger, asking if she was maybe, perhaps, interested in selling her panties. Well, you don't know if you
Fucking
don't ask,
guys,
right?
dude. Fucking guys.
Tess Scorer of Queensland had returned from a bushwalk, simple bushwalk at Nudgee Beach, right? And to find a handwritten letter under the windshield wipers of the car. I think you're very attractive. If you're interested, I would like to pay you cash for your panties. I'll meet you on the side of the road back to town. Just pull over. I'll find you. And now she's filed a
He's
police
asking.
report. I mean, dude, I think there's nothing wrong with his approach. he didn't walk up and make it that personal and go, "Hey, can I sniff your panties? Buy them or whatever." Very nice, casual. Yes or no?
Yeah,
it's
what's
up
the
to you.
crime?
Is he? I was
What's
gonna
the
say,
crime?
is he breaking for real? Is he breaking the law?
No.
Would you like to sell your panties? I mean, if it was like, would you like to sell one of the tires on your car?
Yeah. So she reported him to the police.
His grammar is not to be desired, but
Does he need the symbol after cash? Like I think.
no, his yours. I know.
man.
And you go, dude. Hello, karma. No problem there. I think you're very attractive.
3 explanation points. So she must.
If
He doesn't understand your.
no, I know he's YOUR. If you're interested, I would like to pay you cash and then the $sign. Why? You know,
Cash money for your panties?
for your again. Is he right on that?
No, it's fine on that one.
one's
It's
good.
possessive.
Yeah,
I'll meet you on the side of the road back to town.
back to town. Yeah,
Creepy as fuck,
Then
yes.
here's the end, like he read, but it's
Just
Just
pull
pull
over, I'll find you.
See, that part I have a problem. Like, I don't have a problem with him wanting the panties. I get it. I don't have a problem with him exchanging money for said panties. Pull over on the road back to town. I'll find you. That part, it's like, bro.
See something, say something. I think this is reportable, and I think the authorities ought to probably have a conversation with this dude. But they're not going to charge him with anything. He didn't do anything wrong.
Think about the panties he's offering to buy, though. He saw her walking. It's not like he saw her at the mall. You know, like
So are you
they're gonna be
saying-
sweaty and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like she was out
Yeah,
probably
they're
sweating.
sweaty.
Yeah, that's
Hell
that's,
yeah.
Where do you think the money comes from? He could just go to the store and buy a pair of panties.
No, but I mean, I can understand them wanting to. No, I can't understand it, but I mean, I understand like these guys wanting them to have been worn. But I was just saying, like, I would walk around the mall probably at least and be
Well, that's
like,
your preference.
Okay,
E.
yeah,
You're
that's-
talking about
that's
your
your
panty preference.
I don't
This
want-
guy wants them sweaty, okay?
What gets you
Gross.
Rocky has no bearing on what gets this young man.
He wants them
rock.
after a walk in the bush.
Yes,
My fault, my
He
fault.
knows if he's going to be deep huffing some fucking panties. Oh, it's going to be a different preference than yours.
Don't you think that he has to put the money instead of just I'll offer cash? Like, if he's going to try to get some stranger to pull over on the side of the road, he's got a place to her. Don't you think he has to let her know, like, an incentive? Like, dude, it's going to be $500. We're not just talking $20.
And I was thinking that, like, can you counter that and be like, dude, that's creepy as shit. You're weirding me out, but
However,
$1,000, man. You want them? I'll give them to you right now for $1,000. Make them stand back, roll up your window, everything's safe. And if he's willing to go through with it, there's nothing wrong with that transaction. Nothing at all. Unless she's like 10, but she's driving.
yeah.
I wonder if you could place used worn panties, Jay, on the Facebook community pages.
Leave them on my,
Yeah.
leave 'em on my porch with
Yeah.
an envelope. Yeah,
Yeah.
just leave the $30 in your.
Dude, chicks could sell used panties on that forum. Just be like, every day, dropping
If
for
you
50
want
bucks,
them to
30
know.
bucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they're dirty. They stinks. I won't wash them. They're on the porch, though, $30. Just go buy more panties
I'm
every day.
sure there are chicks selling used panties online. No question about it.
Well, this incident, first off, she's pretending to be shocked and disgusted by this. What the flying F? Go for a bushwalk at Nudgee Beach, and I come back to find this under my wiper. Is there something sort of braggadocious to make all of us aware? Oh yeah, I kind of like one of my panties.
Do we have a picture of her?
Something a little flattering.
She takes care of her nails. You see her thumbnail there?
Yeah, it's not bad. I had to read it a few times to be able to process it in my head. Instantly, I felt sick to my stomach. All chicks at the beach.
Where was this again? This is over.
She appears very thin. She works in the auto industry and said she had given police the registration of a car she had spotted twice before her walk, and when she returned, it was parked a few cars up from when I initially got there. I work with cars, so it's something I pay attention to. Same car turned around and parked further up. It gave me a reason to be suspicious.
I don't know, for England, that's pretty good. Looking.
Australia, isn't it?
Oh shit, Australia, fuck.
I used
What
to
do thought it
frequent Nudgee Beach a lot with just my dog, but not anymore. Also, I am not stating if it was a male or a female. Could have been anyone for all I know, but it's still super creepy. No,
Not
no,
stating if it was a male or a female. Come on.
no,
This is not a point of personal privilege. This is a fucking guy.
I'm not stating if it was a man or what.
It's
no.
a white guy, probably weighs about 225, 5'9".
Yeah, with extreme privilege.
Probably has plaid shorts on with sandals and a black t-shirt.
know what he
Prana
was-
shorts.
No.
When you're commenting on her looks,
Is he
though,
wearing a baseball hat? He's probably wearing
No,
a base.
no, but he's balding.
Not yet.
When you're commenting on her looks, though, like my thought would be, I don't know how these guys think, but like my thought would be is like maybe he knew that she wasn't the best looking at the beach, and hence the 3 explanation points. Like this will be such a compliment.
butters
to
her up a
Yeah,
little
she'll
bit.
be like, she was insecure. She was at the beach looking at all these other hot chicks, and she's like, "Fuck, someone actually wants my panties."
I'm starting.
You did a little dance right there.
You
A
gotta
little
have
shake.
that.
Fuck,
yeah.
somebody wants my
Someone wants
panties.
my panties, bitches. Do that. Because that would be like you would take that note off the wiper. Like if he was there and asked you to your face, I want to buy your panties.
Oh, then I would
Like,
totally see he could
then,
be arrested.
then that's
by the way.
creepy, disgusting. What an asshole! Like I get where a chick would feel totally uncomfortable, but the note on the windshield wipers is like, oh, I can't wait to get home and post this shit. Hilarious! Like that's just funny.
It's creepy, especially with her describing, like, I saw this car twice, and then the car parked near me.
Oh, so someone turned around in the
Sounds
parking
like-
lot at the beach. Oh wow.
No, that could be, but, could also be being stalked. No question about it.
So it was. Let's assume it was a female that was requesting her panties.
It's not a
See,
female.
She just wanted. That statement bothers me because she just wanted to prove how woke she was.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a point of personal privilege.
Also, I'm not stating if it was a male or female, but no female ever in the history of femalishness has requested to buy someone's underwear or panties. It's not happened. It's not in your DNA. You know who has? Maybe transgender former men that are now women.
A
Maybe
dainty little lady.
just a lady who wouldn't mind buying your panties for a couple $100. Maybe that lady would at some point request to buy and sniff someone's panties, but not an actual. Well,
I can't. I don't know, man. To each their own, dude. I'm really not
Yeah.
a judgmental person, but I don't understand what you're gonna do with them. You're gonna put them around your dick and jerk off or something? Smell them, of course. It's a.
you know that feeling? It's the chemicals in your body that start going. She probably walked by in her little Daisy Duke shorts and had like the top of her thong hanging out.
Right.
She's wearing a little fucking tank. And she's walking to the beach, and he just catches a glimpse of that ass glistening in the sunshine.
Fucking hot, I get
Nudgy
it.
Beach is the shit. You know that. I know
Yeah.
that. He sees her walking. She's by herself. She's got her little flip-flops on, her convertibles back in the parking lot. And he's just thinking. He can't get that ass out of his fucking head. He just can't. And then he's playing it out more in his head. This is what he's doing.
Wouldn't hurt to make an offer.
I mean, he's weighing both. Like, is it, if I wait by the car, I'm going to look desperate. All right, Phil. Here's what we're going to do. You're just going to leave a note, move along.
Worst she can say is no.
Right, exactly. Or
We're just going to park innocently down the middle on the road back to town and just wait and see what happens. And if
how
she
long?
stops,
How long did he wait? How long was he willing to
he
wait?
might still be there. Hoping she has a second thought about this.
And what was he doing while he waited?
Oh, come on, E.
You know what he was doing. You
know
know
exactly.
exactly what he was doing. And then when he finished, he probably went.
Yeah,
I
probably the veil lifted. He's like, I can't believe I left that note.
He popped out of the cloud on the other side. As soon as he
Blinders
came.
are off.
Woo! He came blasting.
Oh, back to work. Lunch is over.
Did I actually put a fucking note on that girl's windshield wipers? I got to get the fuck out of here, man. And then he just took the fuck out.
Yeah.
Because once he came, all the fantasies rolling around his head of her coming up going, is it just the panties you want? I'll give you those for free. You know?
Right.
He's playing it out, and he's seeing himself banging that chick at the end of the night. And he blew a load in his pants, and gotta go.
Well, might as well get some lunch or some shit.
Yeah, I'm hungry, man. I gotta be back to work soon. What do you got? You doing a read there, Jake?
Might as well get a 2-pack of My Pillows premiums for $69.98. That's only $34.99 per pillow, which is the lowest price ever offered on podcast, radio, or TV. This offer is only available at mypillow.com. Use promo code TDC, of course.
I just want to know why people are such dicks. Did you see the story? We didn't do it yesterday about the Met, not the Met. It was in the Tate Modern, where the kid walked up, grabbed a fucking 6-year-old out of a mother's arms, and whipped him off the roof, 10 stories
I know.
high.
Yeah.
Now he landed 5 stories down. So it's not like he fell 10 stories. I think the headline is more shocking than it
Yeah.
actually is. He was chucked.
Fall
over.
onto an awning or something?
Yeah, he hit a roof. It was loud. It wouldn't want it, but they're like, oh, it was 10 stories up. It's like, yeah, but technically he landed on the 5th story.
Yeah.
He didn't go to the ground.
Like,
so.
how many feet above sea level was he? You know?
Right.
3,700 feet.
Wow, that's amazing. So, yeah, can you imagine? It's a viewing platform, right? At this place, so you get like 360.
Dude, you hear
360
about
views.
these people pushing people in way of subways and shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible.
It's
This world is fucked,
it's
man.
fucked. Olga Melhevska was there. She was there, and she's like, ugh, standing there, and I see this teenage boy snatch boy out of woman's hands and chuck over the thing. Man, just think
Thank
for a second.
God.
Imagine witnessing that. Imagine you're at the mall, you're at the bus.
Yeah, because that happened at
depot.
Mall of America. That kid just went
Yes.
home.
Right.
He did?
Yeah, he just went home the other day, man.
So he took his soccer balls and the.
yeah, did he
the teddy
collect all
bears.
of his pile of toys that were left
Oh,
there
yeah.
at the site?
He had a substantial pile,
Dude
too.
was chucked off the freaking 3rd floor or whatever in Mall of America to a marble floor below.
Yeah. When I'm at the mall, like if I go to Somerset or 12 Oaks or something, and I'm on the 3rd level, whatever it is, looking down, I fucking get, like, I can't have my back to the people. Like, I don't trust someone's not going to grab your legs and just flip you over the
Yeah.
thing. It's like my first thought, and it would suck. Marble floor. Is there a worse floor to land on? I'd rather
no.
land on concrete than marble floor.
How about one with spikes?
No, that would just kill you faster. Who's putting a floor of spikes, by the way? What kind of dungeon are you living in? A floor of
Stalagmites?
Fire ants?
Well, you asked.
Well-
Is there a worse floor? One with spikes or stalagmites?
One with fucking machine gun.
fire,
One
yes.
with fire, yeah.
Yes, fire, lava.
Name me one place in the world where someone has a lava floor.
In a volcano. Every volcano out there.
I don't want to be chucked in that either.
Well, you asked.
Doesn't it? There's something about the marble, though. Like concrete, we all know what concrete's like, but marble, it's just,
It's unforgiving.
there isn't much give in marble flooring. So, anyways, yeah. 17-year-old was jacked in the face. You love hearing this. Some guy saw it and just cracked this motherfucker in the face. Well, the cops there think at first that the kid that threw someone over was maybe related, so they pulled him into like a cafe, and the fucking mob's like, and start beating the dog shit out of this kid. So the cops are like, oh shit. And they just drag him into a stall and lock him in there so the mob doesn't kill this dude. Yeah, he was beaten around the face by a witness, dragged into the toilets, locked inside. So yeah, that Nancy Bardenfield, one of the other ladies there that day, said her and her 2 sons were stalked on the viewing platform by a stranger only seconds before. She was so alarmed, she warned her children to avoid that guy. He followed us around everywhere. I told my kids to stay away from that man. It went on for ages. He was acting so weird. He had his hands behind his back the whole time, his back to the wall, just watching people. We walked away from him. Then immediately when he was out of sight, a woman was screaming, my son, my son. And people were grabbing him. He was tall, white, bearded, totally calm. I heard the impact and then screaming from the woman. Oh my God. I thought he said something. The kid, did you hear that he said anything?
No.
Like, I think he did. And the mom, oh my God, that's my boy they dropped. He's been airlifted to the hospital. He's in critical, but they think he's going to survive maybe. So he attempted to blame the attempted murder. He blamed social services for his action and said he was stalking other children before the attack. Yeah. I just felt like something was going on. I should take my kid out of there. Yeah, dude, what's wrong with us? Yeah, I'd blame social services. Think about it. Chuck a fucking human being. I want out. What do you got for email, Jay?
We do have some email.
do
If
we
you want to write into the show, send us your thoughts to
Sure.
email@detroitcast.com. Listen up, gentlemen. Jeff writes in. I write today to inform the listeners to the hidden dangers of popsicles used as sex toys. This came up the other day.
Sure.
A few years ago, me and my then wife went down this road one afternoon. Her weapon of choice was the infamous bomb pop.
Oh,
You guys are familiar with the blue, white, and
of course. I'm not a
red?
big fan, to be honest with you.
You know, I kind of am. I haven't had one for years, but I like those.
I liked it.
If you could
because-
make them all the red. Red's my favorite flavor.
I know it
so if you
is.
could make it totally red bomb pop, I'd be down with that.
See, I think the attraction to the bomb pop is, as far as the ice cream man goes, I think the bomb pop was like the biggest looking item So you wanted quantity over quality at that age?
Yeah, but I always viewed it as just a run-of-the-mill popsicle. If the music guy would come around, I would not buy that. I'd definitely buy like a ice cream of some sort,
Yeah.
an ice cream bar.
Yeah. Did you get
It would never occur to me to get one of those.
the cup? What was the gumball one at the bottom?
Oh yeah,
I mean, that was good. The gumball always sucked.
Yes.
It was sitting there cold as hell. I mean, this would be good. It's almost ribbed for her pleasure. I can see where Jeff and his wife.
could see why that would catch their eye,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
used a bomb pop. A few years ago, used your bomb pop along with the other dangers of throwing off the pH levels of the delicate flower. The one not often thought about is frostbite. There is a medical
boy.
term for it that I don't recall at the moment. After the cool summertime treat was
It's vagine
removed,
freeze is what they call it. That's the medical term. Vagine freeze.
after the cool summertime treat was removed and things started to take a turn, it was sticky, cold, and quite frankly off-putting.
The vagine or the popsicle?
Vagine. Well, she is definitely a gamer, and my mama didn't raise a quitter. But in this instance, we couldn't complete the required 7 to 9 minute minimum. The next day, she goes and sees our poor doctor and got the bad news that her moneymaker was shut down for a few weeks. The problem was A&D ointment was
moneymaker.
supposed to be applied twice a day. I was tasked with applying this and tried my
bad.
best to be above bar and not take advantage of my position.
Do you apply it with your tongue?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Just A&D ointment.
Sir, stop eating your wife out when applying your A&D.
Oh my God. He says it was a nightmare. If you need any proof to my story, there used to be a show on TLC called Sex Sent Me to the ER.
I remember
We
it.
were featured on it years ago telling
Get
this
out.
story.
What?
We had many more sex-related injuries between the both of us over the years, but they chose this one. Isis is friends with this woman on Facebook. If you need further verification, she will talk openly about all this if need be. Show's great as always.
Wait, his
Jeff.
wife?
Yeah, his then wife.
Oh, then wife.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, let's talk to her. Let's find out what it was like. Because I think to make the popsicle and the vagine work, you can make this work. You know, you don't need to be a master. It's not a master class or anything, but you just got to make sure that the temperature of the vaginal area is proper, lubrication is proper when you go. You don't just jam it into a fucking dry, box.
Well, what do you mean the temperature? How are you going to adjust the temperature of the vagine or the popsicle?
It warms up when it gets excited.
But I mean, it's
The
warm all the time.
popsicles, well,
It's the same temperature.
it's not. It's got to be. It's got to be excited. It's got to be excited in that moment.
How's
If
that
he's-
going to cure the frostbite, man? That's the problem here, as Jeff says.
I'm not saying he should.
As Jeff
shouldn't have-
attests.
Jeff left it in too long. You got to move it around, Jeff. Pull it out before you're just a wooden stick.
James writes in, never stop at a roundabout, only yield. There is a difference.
Yes.
Roundabouts, no, yeah, this is the sensibility of said writer. Roundabouts are commie control devices, so it doesn't surprise me
Yeah.
that the two soccer fags love them. Thank God Mike has a brain.
Thank you.
Good
I agree
point,
with
James.
that guy. Commie
Soccer
soccer
fags.
fag fans.
Carl writes in,
Hello, Carl.
on last week's show, you came up with the original Pied Piper app from Silicon Valley. I think he's referring to the Katy Perry copying the Christian rapper song story we did.
Yeah.
And at some point I was like, you know what? I wonder if these record companies have some program that they run the song through to check to see if it's plagiarized in
Yeah.
any way. Apparently that was the original app that they
Really?
were creating on on Silicon Valley. I don't remember that.
I remember them like they had the app that was
Richard had an original app, right? And then it became ultimately it became the second internet that they were
Yes.
developing.
He's right. It was something about. I thought it was just about downloading. I don't know. You might be right, dude, because he had his original application was very narrow, and then it was like, well, you could do this with videos and pictures and
Yeah.
make them really small, tiny files. But I didn't know it was about. I don't know.
Did you hear the jury hit Katie with like 2.8 mil, something like that?
They did.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah. They were asking for 20 some and settled
They
on
already
2.8.
so they're not getting shit yet. They'll have to go and appeal.
Right. I imagine they'll appeal that. Why not, right?
Yep. And then does Katie cut him a check if she loses again?
Yeah, I think I read that like 2.1 mil was as to Carrie specifically. Or no. Maybe the
Right in here.
he puts on
Dude, what am I
damn
gonna
visor.
do? What am I gonna do?
No, maybe I read that the largest part was to Columbia and Katie just had a sliver of it, or vice versa. I can't remember, but I think it was like 2.8 mil total.
Yeah, well, I hope the rapper didn't, he got mixed up in this. As a black man, you don't want to see him in trouble. And he got mixed up. It's like, dude, he just wrote a rap in the middle of the song. He had nothing to do with the beat, nothing to do with the lyrics.
I mean, this is Flame, Joyful Noise.
Absolutely. I wonder how much they're going to tithe of their winnings.
Yeah, 10%, right?
But yeah, it's 200,
You know what it is?
280 grand, right?
I love it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Hey, we
Let's
will
talk about
save
it.
the rest for tomorrow, sir.
Your boy's been a Christian.
Nice post, man. You posted that up proper. All right, let's get out of here. Busy week. Believe Mike Lindell for sure tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
Looking forward to him. But yeah, it's me, Mike Lindell. My wife's really going to be upset about this, but he's coming on the show, which is great. We'll catch up with him. So we'll see everybody tomorrow. Thank you for joining us today.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.